Hey everybody, Johnny here, and this is your executive summary for the 26th of November 2014. I got something kind of a little bit different for you today. I've spent probably a good part of 3-4 hours last night going through a lot of companies that had kind of this bottom fishing potential approach in the healthcare and biotech sector. Of course, healthcare has been really strong. It's been tough to find a lot of companies that have not yet already rallied, but there's been a couple of underdogs that have really done well. Of course, if you look at companies like Zoma, this one's been on a tear over the last couple of days. Just popping up now. So, I mean, these are the type of things, obviously, that any trader wants to find. So I spend my time looking for companies that had significant institutional or insider buying that also had some positive money flow and ideally even a low PDLI ratio within this sector. And this is what I came up with. These were the ones that I had favored that I thought I'd pass along to you for your potential watch list. So we have AMRN. This has a 20% short float, and this has both insider and institutional buying. Of course, has had a massive rally over these last 2 days of 12% and then another 23%. So this is certainly on my watch list. Low price stock, obviously. Trading some reasonably good volume, though, up to 10 million shares just the other day. And this stock has had a rough time, of course, down from its highs of $15. So it could be a very interesting recovery story there as it starts to build its consolidation around this 120 support price. Obviously, it has to overcome resistance at 140, but above and beyond that, there's some significant upside potential there to fill the gap up to 180 or possibly beyond. So there's AMRN, and I like that around this kind of 120, 123 price, and I'd be looking at this as a possible rally target up to the up to this 168 area. Of course, next on the list is CYTX. Now, this one has a 12% short float. The reason I mention the short float is sometimes this can create a short squeeze if any kind of buying was to occur. Now you can see money flows are positive here, and if we have a look at the logarithmic graph to get an idea of scale, you know, we're basically just squeezing and going nowhere at the moment, trading a couple of million shares just the other day down to 800,000, 700,000 in the last 2 days. But CYTX has both insider and institutional buying. It's got a very low price, so as a very speculative trade, this is something I'm watching. Again, this is much more of a high risk but potentially high return if it's able to recover. The insiders and institutions have both been buying, so it seems that there is some confidence that this stock has reached a bottom. PDLI. Very low PDLI ratio of 4.3. There's institutional buying, a short float of 22%, which could attract short floats, and institutional buying on this one. So I like this one from this $8 price. Get a kind of a little pullback to that support around that $8 to $8.05, and that has some good rally potential of a potential rally into this top end resistance. So I'd be looking at a rally from this 824 price to a maybe an initial target of around 870. But the potential for this to go higher is again a biotech company, money flow recovering. So I like this one as well. So that's but from 8 to 870 would be close to a 10%, which would be fantastic. RXII. Another really highly speculative company, but you know, some of these things can have some really interesting stories behind them. This is a very low volume stock, only trading a few 100,000 shares a day, but this has attracted both insider and institutional buying, and has been building a base with some strong money flow divergence here. And again, when these things pop, if they pop, they can really shoot up fast. If you look at this a year ago, we saw this squeeze happen back here in January 2014, and then before you know it, the stock had gone from 287 to 585. So there's RXII. And finally, last but not least, this one is I find particularly interesting. CSLT. This is a better pricing in terms of higher up on the scale. The money flow is well above zero and has been strongly moving that direction. It has a 63% short float as reported by FinViz and has heavy insider buying and institutional buying from several different parties within the last 3 months. So this one is one of my favorites of the list. With all of that, any kind of rally here could result in a very strong short squeeze. So there it is. That's the executive summary. Of course, all of these different plays we'll be following up on our executive summary later in the week. If you are not already a member of our trading room and daily alert service, make sure you go to acornwealthcorp.com and click contact us, and you can request a trial of those services and get reports like this every day. Happy trading, and to our friends in the US, hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.